Before the fame, before the presidency, before the $20 bill, Andrew Jackson was just a boy with nothing. Born in 1767, on the edge of the American frontier, he lost his father before he was even born. By the time he was a teenager, his mother and brothers were dead, casualties of the Revolutionary War. At just 13, Jackson was captured by the British, and when he refused to polish a British officer's boots, he was slashed across the face with a sword. That scar, it stayed with him. So did the hatred. So did the grit.
Jackson had no wealth, no connections, no formal military training. But what he did have was an iron will and a mind built for war. He taught himself law, built a reputation as a judge and frontier leader, and rose through the Tennessee militia, not because he followed rules, but because he knew how to win.
In late 1814, with the War of 1812 dragging on, British forces set their sights on a crucial target, New Orleans. The Mississippi River was the economic heart of the young United States. Whoever controlled New Orleans controlled trade, the Gulf, and the future of the American South. The British sent a massive force, veterans who had fought Napoleon in Europe, nearly 8,000 strong. Their plan? Overwhelm the city and seize the river. When Jackson got word, he didn't wait. He rode hundreds of miles, sick, exhausted, still recovering from a campaign against the Creek Nation. He arrived in a city on the verge of collapse. No organized army, poor defenses, panic in the streets. But Jackson wasn't there to panic. He was there to build. Jackson didn't care about status. He cared about who could fight. He brought in Tennessee and Kentucky frontiersmen, rugged sharpshooters with squirrel rifles and steady aim. He recruited local militia, French Creole volunteers, and free black soldiers, men who had served in militias long before America even existed. Jackson promised them equal pay, something almost unheard of at the time. Then he struck a deal with pirates. Yes, actual pirates. Jean Lafitte and his men knew the terrain, had ships, and more importantly, had artillery. And finally, Jackson allied with Choctaw warriors who helped scout, harass enemy lines, and navigate the Louisiana wilderness. Different backgrounds, different languages, different loyalties. But Jackson didn't care where you came from. If you could shoot, march, or load a cannon, you had a place on his line. Jackson didn't just throw bodies at the problem. He planned every inch of the battlefield. He chose a narrow strip of land between the Mississippi River and a swamp. The British would have to attack head-on. No room to outflank, no high ground. Then he ordered trenches behind the Rodriguez Canal and built earthworks, defensive walls made of dirt, timber, and cotton bales. When the British attacked on January 8, 1815, they marched straight into a wall of fire. Frontiersmen picked off officers. The pirates' cannon shredded the ranks. Choctaw fighters flanked from the shadows. In just over an hour, more than 2,000 British soldiers were dead or wounded. Jackson's side? Fewer than 100 casualties. It wasn't luck. It was positioning, planning, precision. That was Jackson's genius. Perhaps the most grim detail for the British was that the war their men died for had already ended. The Treaty of Ghent had been signed in Europe 2 weeks earlier, but word had not reached New Orleans. Still, the impact to Jackson's image was real. Jackson became a hero, a living legend. His victory proved America could stand against the most powerful empire on earth. And it wasn't just about him. It was about how it happened. A diverse ragtag force, united to defend something bigger than themselves.